Moment of truth today, you guys. I have a feeling today's video might be just a little bit like oof, because I'm gonna be reacting to my Scream 5 predictions that I made almost a year ago. I posted this video back on March 1st in 2021, back when we still thought this movie would be called Scream 5. And also, given that this video came out about a year ago, it'll be interesting to see where the quality is at. I just thought that this would be a great video to go as kind of like a companion piece to my Scream 22 review, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. I will also link this video down below if you want to see the whole thing in its entirety, because I'm sure that I won't include every single prediction that I made in this video. But we'll see. It just depends how in-depth I go here, how much I have to talk about. We'll find out. We'll find all of that out today. I'm kind of putting it off because I don't want to watch my old content, but I'm so curious about all of the predictions that I had. That's why I'm doing this today, and we're gonna have some laughs, I hope. Oh, also super important before I begin, this video will be containing a lot of spoilers from Scream 2022. Like, I might be spoiling the entire movie here, right? Because I'm reacting to my old predictions, and I'm probably gonna tell you guys if I was right or wrong. So be very mindful of that. If you haven't seen the movie, I do not recommend watching this video. But you can watch my Scream review because the first, I think, 12 minutes or so is all spoiler free. So I'll link that down below as well. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into this goofy hot mess. Ooh. Ooh. If at any time throughout this video you're like, you know, this girl's alright. This is a good time. I'm having a good time here. Consider clicking the like button or the subscribe button. I do post 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5. That was pretty cringy. This is why I don't like watching my old content. I am an ever-changing creature. I guess it was cute enough for a lot of you guys to subscribe though. I remember this video did really well at the time. Woo! She makes a good point that I think that you guys should know. I did not do any research for this video. You guys already know I don't watch trailers. I don't do any of that. I don't want to know anything about the movie. So these were all just for a really, really silly, goofy, fun time. Hence why a lot of these predictions are about to be like way off base. My first prediction. Gale and Dewey will die in the cold open. Because let's think about it, folks. Think about what happened to Cotton. When his storyline was done, they were like, okay, bye-bye. Wow, okay, well, I mean, I was right about Dewey dying. I mean, come on now. So if Gale and Dewey die, my next prediction is that Deputy Judy will be the new leading investigator of their deaths. And that is if we are in Woodsboro, obviously. I don't really know where this is gonna take place. Well, she did become a sheriff. So, but I think that Kirby might be alive. I definitely think that they're gonna bring her back for Scream 5, especially because of the fan reception of her and everyone was like upset that she died. Please, I told you, I called it. It was my 3rd prediction, baby. I fucking knew it. Honestly, I should drink to that. Hold on. Ooh. It was exactly like what happened with Randy. We were like, why did you do this to us again? That's a valid point. Like, they really did us dirty like that again. We already lost Randy, you know? So thank God they confirmed her being alive. And now, I mean, obviously we must be getting a Scream 6. Did you guys see the box office numbers for the first weekend? Please, we'll be seeing Kirby again. I need to make a Scream 6 predictions video now. Ooh. This next one is kind of a popular one. I'm not a super big fan of it, but I couldn't say no to Matthew Lillard coming back, and that is that Stu is still alive and he is conducting all of the murders. Ugh, I wish. Still a girl can dream. Still a girl can dream. It honestly feels like one of the least contrived twists that they could have. Like, that's something that could actually be kind of feasible. Because in the original Scream, it wasn't like they ever showed his body being wheeled out in a body bag or anything like that. I mean, like, he was pretty dead. Like, he was pretty, I mean, everything that he suffered, that he was, you know, I don't know about that one, but a girl can still dream. I think that Sydney will die, at least at the end of this movie. Gale and Dewey, I could see them killing off in the cold open. I don't really see them doing that with Sydney, but Sydney could die in the end. Sydney lives. Sydney lives. I seemed really sure about that here. I don't know why, because I definitely wasn't expecting her to die when I was watching this movie. Like, that's not something that I thought would happen. So weird that I was so sure about that. That's all right. I think in this one, they will make commentary on the media. Because in the end of Scream 4, we ended with all the reporters, like, reporting a false story outside of the hospital. That was a really impactful ending, and I think that they could make really good comments. All right, I thought I was onto something, and then she kind of trailed off in the wrong direction. But this movie kind of was a little bit making commentary on media. Like, it wasn't about the news. It was more about toxic fandoms and kind of like the internet a little bit more. Like, Reddit was mentioned. That's how the killers met and everything, and kind of the radicalization that happens on the internet. So she was kind of like, she was on the right track. A little bit. I think that Gail might be working for a large news station. That feels like a very natural next step for Gail's career. Yup. Called that one. I knew that that would most certainly be the case. I think that the truth about Jill will get out. I think that will be discussed at least a little bit in this movie because this franchise is really good about continuation and like referencing itself. Damn. They didn't mention Jill, did they? Like, at all. I don't remember. I mean, there's a lot of references, you guys, okay? I've only seen the movie one time. I do want to go back to theaters. Maybe at some point Jill was mentioned. I do need to go watch the movie again. There are a lot of little details I'm sure I didn't pick up on. But as far as I know, I mean, that wasn't part of the plot necessarily at all. I don't recall them mentioning it. So yeah, interesting. That was one that I was very sure about as well. So if they don't try to do something clever and make some crazy kind of twist and they bring in a new killer, someone that we don't know, I think that they will be a copycat of Jill. Because I think that her story with her being so widely praised on like national news coverage and everything like that, that might inspire somebody else to follow in her footsteps. That's interesting. Something like that. I mean, it kind of happened like a little bit with the killer's motivations. They weren't copying Jill. They were just kind of copying their favorite movie franchise a little bit in a way. So that's interesting. Like, I was a little bit like almost right about some of these. I was really right about some of these things. Oh, speaking of, yeah, Gail working for a large news network. I was right. These are some interesting directions that now I'm kind of a little bit bummed that none of these other ones panned out. Let's keep going. If the truth about Jill gets out, I have another theory that maybe there's a clan of conspiracy theorists that are trying to avenge her because they think that she is innocent. And maybe this clan is so angry that they orchestrate a plan to take down Sydney. So the clan will go after Sydney because they think that Sydney was secretly the killer and framed Jill and everything like that. What? That's what? Okay. I astound myself. That's low-key, like, that's kind of way better than what actually happened in the movie. Am I wrong? Oh, and I don't mind that it wasn't centered around the legacy characters, but I would have liked there to be a little bit more of a connection to them, just because they're still there, you know? Why not? Low-key, that's a lot more interesting than some killers who met on Reddit, I gotta say it. Although if it's a clan of conspiracy theorists, then they probably would have met on Reddit, so. But in this timeline, I think that Gail and Dewey will be divorced. I think if we are gonna follow them, I don't think that they'll be together anymore. But because this franchise is so married, I think that they will still try to like bring them back together, and the way that I think that they will do this is I think that they will have had a child. Yes, Gail and Dewey have a kid. Nope. Nope. Although, why didn't they? I mean, I don't know. No. Gail is a career woman. She probably never wanted to have a kid, but I was right about that. Or maybe it won't be them. Maybe Sydney will have a kid. I don't know. I have a feeling they might try to bring a child into this one. And they could have a child, you know? That would be something interesting that would raise the stakes. I would like to see that. Interesting because Sydney has a kid. I didn't put it on my bingo card. Or maybe I do later. I don't know. Let's keep going. I think that Gail will have learned to use a gun. Because like her husband is a cop. She could easily learn if she wanted to. Does she? I feel like she does know how to use one, right? I don't think she's like a pro by any means or like trained with one, but I think she knows how to use one. I think this one does kind of rely on Gail working for a big news station, but I think that Sydney and Gail might be the killers. Why not? Or just Gail, or maybe Gail and Dewey. I don't know. Maybe one of the main trio is the killer now. I wish. Listen, I wish. That is one of the only conceivable ways I could see to spice up the killer reveal in this movie because it was my least favorite part of the new Scream. I still kind of wish for that. I still do. The reason why I say it's Gail though and why it would rely on her working at a news station is because what if her career is starting to go downhill again? What if the station is struggling and she needs a story? I mean, maybe she would. I think that maybe they will get rid of the Deputy Judy character, or she'll die in the cold open. I don't know, but. Yup, they killed her right off, sure did. In this timeline, what if Gale is making movies now? That could also be another natural progression of her career. I don't know that they would bring any legacy characters back for a Scream 6. I feel like they probably wouldn't. Like maybe they would have a cameo or something, like you'd see Gale on the TV. But if they did, God forbid, bring the legacy characters back for the 6th installment, I could see Gale making movies for sure. Okay, I didn't show this part, but then I went on to say that Sydney is Gale's screenwriter and they decide to remake Stab. That was pretty dumb. I then also go on to explain that a lot of my theories are getting really goofy at this point. Like this is the part where I was starting to be not serious about it at all. So take all of these next ones with a grain of salt, okay? I wasn't, oh my God, Absinthe! He's under my chair. Come here. Oh, it's the big boy. But what's that? What's that? You've been out there exploring some stuff? You've been out in the brush? What's this? All right, go on, keep exploring. So anyways, please don't take me seriously with all of these coming predictions. Another random prediction. I think that by now Sydney might be married. Yeah. Yup, and she has some kids. And if she's married, maybe the guy she's married to is secretly Stu, who has had plastic surgery to look like somebody else. Told you. That didn't happen, did it? So these next 4, just don't judge me, I had to finish filling out the bingo card. Up next, what if Sydney's mom is alive? The murder that started it all. What if her mom is secretly alive? See how all of these are so centered around the legacy characters? Like, I couldn't have possibly really predicted what they would do with new characters. I guess I didn't fully realize how much that they would be passing the torch. Like, a lot of these predictions, I'm just struggling to think of what would happen to our legacy characters. It would have been interesting, though. What if Sydney's mom was alive? That'd be crazy. Ghostface turns into an unstoppable killer, much like Jason or Michael Myers. Boo. Terrible prediction. I told you though, they're getting rough. Ghostface won't even be in this movie. They're going in a whole different direction. I know that's not happening because I know that the Ghostface mask is like the most iconic thing about this franchise. I don't know what she's talking about anymore. I think that'd be really fun, like if all the characters of Woodsboro were kind of trapped in one like location, like in a mansion or something, or like all in the news station and one of them dies and they're like, who done it? Actually, that's kind of fun. That's actually kind of funky fresh. Honestly, not a terrible idea. Not great, but only Dewey will die in the cold open, which leads Gale to track down his murderer, who is Sydney. What? Don't ask yourself why. Ask yourself why not. I know, it's stupid, but like, come on. I mean, how else can they surprise us at this point? I am truly of the opinion now that I think that the torch is going to be officially passed in this franchise. I do not think that the main trio is going to come back. I feel like most of the main trio stories are kind of as played out as they could be at this point, but I just think it would be more interesting to take a new angle, follow some new people maybe. Okay, Wow. She was right though, wasn't she? She was right. The torch was passed. We followed new people. I mean, kind of eerie. I'm pretty good at this. I think their time is up. Like, it's time for a very organic ending. I think I'm gonna end it there because that's interesting. My ears. I feel like my microphone is lower right now than it was where it started. Has it just been like slowly lowering this whole time? That's happened before. It's very awkward and a little bit embarrassing. I'm sorry. But I hope that you enjoyed this reaction. I know that it's a much shorter video for my channel, but that was really interesting. Like, it's really funny to see where I was at with this movie almost a year ago. Now I'm super excited to make some Scream 6 predictions. I have a feeling that that movie will be announced sooner than probably we would imagine. We went like 10 or 11 years between Scream movies this last time, but now that there are so many people who love this movie, the box office is doing doing well. A lot of people are in love with the new characters. I think we'll see a Scream 6 fairly soon, like relatively soon for this franchise. Although I don't know, maybe that's a prediction that's way off. We'll see. I am really excited though to do my predictions for Halloween Ends. I think it would be really fun to do that video now so I can react to it in another 9 months when the movie actually comes out. That means that I have to watch all the Halloween movies again. Oh no, poor me. Just kidding, I'll drink to that. Might as well kill this one, huh? I think that one will be really fun because there's just a plethora, a whole big old buttload of directions that movie could go. I don't feel like there are quite as many parameters on Halloween as there are on Scream, so I'll definitely prioritize that video, and I also have some other really fun stuff coming up. I'm gonna be doing my top 10 horror movies of the 1980s video, I'm gonna do my Nightmare on Elm Street comparison, my Child's Play comparison, all very exciting stuff, and then we'll be getting more into some 90s content probably, unless there are more 80s original verse remakes that you want me to do, which I'm sure that there are. I just watched Fright Night for the very first time and I really liked that movie, so now I want to watch the 2011 remake. We'll see though, let me know down below in the comments. And also let me know, with a spoiler warning obviously on your comment please, let me know what predictions you had that you were right about or crazy predictions you had that you were totally wrong about. I'd love to talk about all of that with you down below. And as always, I have to give my patrons all of their kisses. Mwah, 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 mwah. As always, thank you for the extra continued support. It really does mean a lot. If you didn't know, you get early access on my Patreon and you do get some bonus content sometimes. You can also find all my other social media linked down below. I'm doing some little vlogs on TikTok. I also have my horror Instagram and my travel Instagram, all that good stuff. Stay lovely and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!